Hello folks, welcome back to yet another speed drawing of my Huevember Day 4. Once again, we're going to start off with that photosensitivity warming, flashing, moving, twisting images. If you're sensitive to any of that, please focus on the canvas on the right hand side of the screen. The left hand side, as you can see, is going to be twisting and jumping around a lot. Very distracting, very visually eye straining there. So, for this day, this is going to be our first sort of jump backwards in the Huevember line. I'm doing 3 days of consecutive colors. So I did red, red-orange, and then orange. And today we're jumping back and doing red-orange again. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I want a gradient effect on my Instagram page. Once this is all finished, I will be posting pictures of that gradient effect just to see if I was able to get it or not. So, pause there for a second, kind of freaked me out. So, this is Deli. I chose her for the red-orange because she is another feisty character. She's actually one of, if not my only child characters. She's definitely the only one that I have like a solid story for. And she is just a rambunctious little scamp. She's the kind of kid that is playing outside all day, she's adventuring, she's exploring, she's doing whatever the heck she wants, and no one can tell her any differently. And if you try to tell her differently, she will do exactly what you don't want her to do, because she is that kind of kid. Very annoying, very irritating, but very lovable at the same time, which is why I chose that red-orange color for her, because she is very feisty, she is very fiery, but she has a heart of gold, so we've got some of that orange peeking through there. So once again, we're just starting off with the sketch layer. As you can see, I did a little earlier there. I didn't quite get all the anatomy in on that sketch layer, so I made another layer to just sort of draw over that, sketch over that, and see where those legs were coming from, because I initially had not mapped out the legs because they weren't going to be in the picture. And then I made the whole thing smaller, so I had to fit them in there. And after the line art, we're going in with the block coloring. Skin first, as always, and then blush. We threw some freckles on there. Her bright red hair, that's going to get brighter later. Going in with the face and the eyes. The eyes, what I like to do, it's hard to tell on this character because she has gray eyes, but I like to set down a base color on the eyes and then go in with a darker, still very saturated color. Again, her eyes are gray, so you're not going to see the saturation, but I go in with that darker color to kind of give them some definition before I shade the whole thing. Now, I was having some trouble with the clothes. I really wanted to get that nice red-orange color, but she does wear very like drab clothes, so it was kind of hard to combine that. And then here we're going in again with the dramatic lighting. This might as well just be a dramatic lighting challenge because that's all I've been doing. And we're doing some pretty severe underlighting this time around instead of backlighting. I've done this a few times. I'm still not 100% confident in it, but I think during the process of this, I actually learned quite a few things. For example, I really did not like that shape on the face, that sort of forked shape above the nose, and you will see later that I go back in and fix that by just sort of softening up the harsh lines a little bit. And I wanted the light source to come from directly under her, like she was standing next to a campfire or something. So a little later on, I'm gonna give just a little bit of a glow right at her knees, right where she's standing. And I took away that heavy lighting layer just to throw some shading in there because it was distracting me. I couldn't get any of the shading done. And I did lighten it up a bit, and here we go with the soft shading. I was experimenting, didn't like it, got rid of all of it, and then I decided to sort of lighten up the layers on lighten up the shading on the top. You can see I took it away from the arms there. And that was really to just give the effect that the light was coming from directly underneath her, and so it would be more intense at the bottom than it would at the top. There's that little glow. And then we're going in with some really, really intense highlight anywhere that light would be bouncing off of. So really, really heavy at the bottom, a little lighter at the top, reflecting in the eyes and the goggles a bit, as well as the hair. I'm going to go back in and fully color in that skirt. doing some experimenting here, didn't like how it looked, decided to just color it all in, and that turned out really well. That is about the final product after all the lighting is done. I was really happy with how it turned out. I think it expresses her personality perfectly, and I absolutely love the lighting in this one as well. And if you guys would like to follow me on my art journey, you can do so on TikTok and Instagram, and I also have a brand new Patreon you guys can follow as well if you would like to support me that way. I will see you guys tomorrow for another orange drawing. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.